welcome. My name is Maite. So for today's video, I have my mid-year checkup. So I this video is late. I seen people post it around June, July, but better late than never. So I'm gonna tell you my stats first. So my goal to read for this year was 60. Due to the fact that last year I read 60 and the year before was 80. And last year I read 60 because I was working. So I think 60 has been a good mark for me. So right now I read 59 books. This I would say it was the beginning of the year. I was reading a bit more than what I am right now. Since right now it's during the somewhat of the busy season where I work. So I'm not reading as much. But yeah, 59 books, that is 17,643 pages. I'll put my stats over here on the screen. My moods are emotional, dark, tense, mysterious, reflective, lighthearted, funny, adventurous, hopeful, and relaxing. Pace of my books that I prefer is medium pace. 52% of my books have been medium pace. Fast pace 45. Slow pace 4%. Then page number I prefer over 300 pages. No, what I prefer is in between 300 pages and 499 pages is a 53%. Then under 300 pages is 44, then plus 500 pages is 3%. I don't know what books I've read that's over 300 pages. Oh, the Stopover. Oh, okay, Stopover and Fourth Wing. Got it. So, no, fiction and nonfiction, I mainly read fiction. Genres I read romance, contemporary, young adult, fantasy, thriller, sports, mystery, graphic novel, crime, middle grade, LGBTQA plus, erotica, short stories, historical, and comics. So my highest ones are romance and contemporary, but those two go together. Then format, I've read physical books 58%, digital 42%. My most read authors are Michelle Hurd, Anna Huang, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Emily Weber, and Austin. I forgot his last name. Rebecca Jensark? Yeah, Jensark. Jenny Ambrose, Tessa Bailey, Isa Madden Mills, and T.L. Swan. So right now my star rating is 4.27, which is not bad. There's that. So my top book for right now are I Saw by Veronica Aiden. We have Eston and Maya. Maya is sister to the rival of Eston, and it's brothers rival trope. It's a good one. Hockey romance. You have a strong female lead, and you have a cute cinnamon roll male lead. Honestly, there is no third act breakup. If you love that, then this is perfect for you. This does contain quite a bit of spice, and it doesn't overtake the characters wanting an actual relationship. Like, you see them actually want each other. Like, they talk about their problems, and I truly did enjoy this couple so much. I think I prefer this over the off-campus series because it's like so different, and I read that like 2 years ago, so I would honestly prefer this one, and I would reread it. Honestly, I want to reread it, but right now I have so many books to get through. But I'm gonna tell you what this is. So, dancing on the bar top means the night is going great. Exiting the bar, halted over the shoulder of Heston's University notorious hockey captain. Not my idea of a good time. Honestly, like if you get this special edition or like yeah, special edition, it's like so pretty. You get Eston Blake signature. You get the team roster, a map of the campus, and playlist. Who doesn't love a good playlist? So this is dual POV, which I enjoy. I love getting both, not only the male lead but the female lead, and did enjoy this. This is a 5-star. Then I'm gonna hold this one up, but I'm currently reading this one. But the one I'm gonna talk about is Carnival by Stephanie Garber, and honestly, that kicked up again my need to read fantasy, and I loved it. I love Scarlet, Julian, the whole carnival theme in essence. So we go to Isla Isla Nufi. Oh, Isla de los Sueños. So we go there. So right in the first book we have Scarlet and Donatella. Donatella and Scarlet have a like bad father. Like he uses Donatella as a leverage towards Scarlet, so Donatella will behave. And honestly, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I love Scarlet and Julian so much. And you see the aspects of the carnival. You have to know what's real and what's not. The characters have to know what's real and what's not. And if they like believe everything's real, then that's gonna consume them. And you see Scarlett going through a huge mission trying to get her sister back, and in the process falls in love with the male lead in that story. Like I was you're in a guessing game basically, trying to figure out who is Legend, who is Legend. And honestly, a few times I thought it was the person that I thought, but I was wrong. But this one, I am totally enjoying it. If you want an easy fantasy, Stephanie Garber is one of them, and only because I'm only saying that because Carnival, you're easy to get into. She's not throwing info at you. She's gradually giving you info, so you don't feel like you're absorbing so much info. And I want to finish this whole series before I start the Was Upon a Photogen Heart series, because I believe the guy in this book is the main one in the other one, so very excited for that one. And then, so I've read the Natural series, and I read 3. I just need 2 more books and I'm done. And honestly, I don't want to be out of that universe, so I'm prologuing. I haven't started the 4th one, but I gave the Naturals a 4.5 only because it's the first book, so you're getting used to what everyone's doing and what the main character is doing. And then the second book I did enjoy. I love the aspect of trying to solve like the mystery or the case. But the one I truly did enjoy is All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And I love it's like I have a love-hate relationship with Leah. Yeah, Leah, and as of right now I still don't like her. But I see why she is the way she is. So we have Casey and Dean, who are profilers. And then we have Michael, who is my favorite, and he is an emotional reader. So whatever facial expressions you have, he can read you easily. Then we have Sloane, who is good with numbers. Then we have Leah, who can detect lies. So in this one, we go to, that's the whole premise. Like they get hired. I don't know if they get paid, but they get recruited for the FBI to solve cold cases, and in some cases, they end up doing actual active cases. But this one, I did enjoy it, and this one you follow another case that I believe all the cases are gonna intertwine at the end of the book, and I don't want to get to it yet. But this one, I believe, intertwines with, yeah, it intertwines with the other two books. So I did love this one. I love Sloane so much. I cried reading this towards the end, and I would recommend this one. And then the last one we have is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. So this is, I don't know if they describe it as a contemporary romance. I believe it's like they put it as romance. One, it is romance, but it's more on the contemporary side. Like you see the characters struggle within themselves, like they struggle with like what we struggle with. So this is like it is. I mean, it's a fantasy, paranormal more. So Florence is a ghostwriter for a well-known romance author in the industry, and she has a oh yeah, she has a problem after a breakup. She can't write romance the way she used to. She hates like love and all that. And her new editor, I believe it's Ben, wants her to give her a manuscript of the book she's writing. Like she already passed her due date. He's not giving her an extension no more. So he has to finish that book. And Florence, from a young age, has been able to see ghosts, and when she goes and visits her her family, it's a funeral home, and I did enjoy this one. I think I gave it a 4.75. Did enjoy this book. I know it's not a lot of people's cup of tea, but don't go into it thinking rom-com. It's not a rom-com. Yeah, there is a few funny moments, but it's not completely a rom-com. It's more of a contemporary romance. Best sequel. So we have The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I don't know if this is necessarily a sequel, but this is the second book to the Mr. Wrong Number, I believe. So in this one we have Jack and Haley. They meet at Jack's sister's wedding, and Haley, I believe, is a bartender. She's talking to Jack, and Jack's girlfriend comes up and says, "Why are you flirting with my man?" Jack doesn't like that. He was gonna evidently like propose. He didn't like that, so they break up right then and there. And after that, they have a one night stand. Like after that, they decide separately, not together. Like they don't see each other after that. Separately, they decide to go on dating apps and see what they can find. See if they can find their one true love. So when that happens, they end up matching, and essentially they every time they go on a date with someone else, they meet up at a taco restaurant bar there. They meet up there, they talk about their date, they end up coming up with a wager, like he's gonna give her something and she's gonna give him something, whoever finds love first. And honestly, I did enjoy. I think I enjoyed this book more than Mr. Wrong Number. But yeah, I did enjoy it. The next, my other article is Killer Instinct and All In. Obviously, this is like my favorite one. But Killer Instinct, both of these. So, like I said, we have Cassie and Dean. Our profiles: Michael is an emotional reader, Sloane is good with numbers, and Leah can tell when someone's lying. They work with the FBI on cold cases, sometimes relevant cases, but like I said, all of these intertwine with one another. This is friendship, romance, serial killers. The naturals are on the case. This one is 3 casinos, 3 bodies, 3 days. It's a good series for what it is. Releases that I have to get, that I need to get into, so I have them right here. This one I'm somewhat reading. It's Some Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Small town sweetheart, emotionally unavailable bad boy trying to find some common ground in this chemistry-filled romance from Sarah Adams, the author of the Chi-Chi and Rent a Room. I started Rent a Room. I literally can't get into it, and this one I've gotten like a fourth through. Like you see my highlights. It's a good book so far. This reminds me of, it's obviously the most cliche trope, good girl, bad boy. I am enjoying this, but I stopped. I don't know why I do this to myself all the time. I'm enjoying a book, but then I stop. I feel like it gets, this one is getting a bit repetitive for what it is, and I'm not necessarily enjoying that. But here's this one. Summer Reading by Jenna McLean. So this is when a woman would rather do anything read, meets a swoon-worthy bookworm, sparks flight making for one hot summer. I need to read this before summer ends. Like, I need to read this. This might be my next book after I finish The Naturals. But yeah. Unfortunately, Yours by Tessa Bailey. I read the first page, and honestly, for just it being the first page, it is very catchy, I'll tell you that much. But there is a cute little orange kitty, reminds me of my own cat. But this is Tessa Bailey returns with a hilarious follow-up of Secretly Yours, and this in which a down on her luck Napa High-Risk suggests a mutual beneficial marriage of convenience to the man she can't stand, only to discover there's a fine line between love and hate. We love that one, fine line of love and hate. To read this one, like he is a he's in the, I don't know, is he in the Navy? Yeah, I believe she is the sister to the guy in the first book. And okay, this looks completely different than the other one. I'm using something else, and I think this one looks better. So my next one is most anticipated releases for the rest of the year. We have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the second book in the Empyrean series, I believe. Then we have Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. A Curse for True Love. This is the third book in Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Then we have King Agreed. This is part of The King's Something by Anna Huang. Then we have Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood. Then we have Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second book to Icebreaker. Then we have The Gram Effect. This is a spinoff to The Off Campus. This is about Hannah and Garrett's daughter. So I'm very excited for that one. Biggest surprise, and honestly, I'm like surprised, and I'm gonna keep saying it's the Natural series, because I technically do enjoy seeing this as a TV show. I love Pretty Little Liars, that sort of thing. I love seeing that. But in a book, I find it a bit harder because I can imagine things easily, and sometimes that is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. That's the reason why I can't get into thrillers or horror books, because if I read like a very graphic part or like a very like paranormal part, that would freak me out. That is on repeat on my head during the night. So I like these, that these are not as graphic for what they are, but the Natural series would 100% recommend. Okay, so now we're getting to the fun part. So, biggest disappointments. So, right here, the only reason some of these books are disappointments is because one of them, I think it was overhyped and I had other expectations for the other books. But first one, we have The Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny by Will and Ash. It was okay. Not for me, but it was okay. Then we have Forgiving History. This is the wedding novella. I did not see a point to add this, and the plot, like that plot can happen in real life, but I didn't feel like she could have done this as an extended epilogue within the book. Then we have Snowed In with the Player by Rebecca Jenstark. That fight, what was it for? Not necessary. Then we have Terms and Conditions by Lauren Ash. I think it's because I took a year to read it and like there were so many spoilers on it. Like I would read some snippets of what Declan said to Iris and I didn't like that. I think that's the main part. Yes, he like gained her forgiveness, but like no. I'm sorry. I did enjoy it. I gave it a 4-star, but I thought it was gonna be a 5-star with the fine print. Now I'm scared to go into the final offer because of it. Then we have new fictional crushes. So we have Michael Townsend by from the Nacho series. I loved Michael. There is a love triangle in this book. And then we have Dean Reading. Also part of the Nacho series. So I did like both of them. And we have Eston Blake, one of the best book boyfriends so far that I have read, apart from Christopher Miles from The Do-Over by T.L. Swan. But I loved him. I love that there was no third act breakup. And then we have Zayden Ryerson. Loved him so much. Books that made me cry. So we have, oh my goodness, All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This towards the end, towards the end made me cry, just like a very specific part. And I loved how the characters like are very bonded and they help one another. So I did enjoy this one. That's one that made me cry. Then we have Happy Place by Emily Henry. It made me cry because like there's a few parts that do hit home, make me cry. And then the other book that made me cry was Miles Ever After by T.L. Swan. Only it's like an extended epilogue of the stopover, the takeover, the Casanova, and the do-over. So the one that hurt the most, that made me sob, and like just talking about it makes me feel sad. It's the Casanova extended epilogue. We have Elliot and Katerina or Catherine. I don't remember one of those two names, because it talks about infertility and I don't know. I feel like that's a hard topic to read even if you're not pregnant. But yeah, I would recommend it either way. Now, the most beautiful books I own, one of them is the Off-Campus series, the Bookish box edition. Like, I'll show pictures of them. Like, I do have them, but I'll show some pictures. I don't want to take them out. They're in a box. I really don't want to take them out. The other one I have is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is the Waterstones edition, I believe. But it's like, people have so closely followed the most intricate details of the fake story of my life. I want to know the real story, the real me. I love Evelyn Hugo. You go through all her 7 marriages and you find who was her true love. And honestly, I love this book so much. This is told in an interview format, so as they're talking, it takes you back. So I did enjoy this one. The other one is The Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Roberts. This is another The Bookish Box special editions. I don't know if I would order again from this. I do want Legacy from the off-campus series, so when that goes live, I'm gonna get it. But the cover, like the hardback, is so pretty. We have the only path to peace is through power. The sprayed edges, and then the insides and pages. It is signed by Katie Roberts. There is a like sheet overlay. It's at first it starts as MFM, then it goes into, I believe, a reverse harem, and I did enjoy it. I think it was a bit more spice than the plot, but here is underneath the dust jacket. No, the other side of the dust jacket, and honestly, I did enjoy it. I really did enjoy it. Some books I want to read by the end of the year is Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Around this, like, I don't want this universe to finish, but I know it's gonna end. It's gonna have to end at some point. Then we have the first book of this series is The Inheritance Games. I want to read it soon. But not after I finish Bad Blood, because I feel like I'm gonna get like tired of her, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna save this for another time. Then, I want to read Flawless by Elsie Silver. I wanted Heartless. I feel like Heartless is gonna be my favorite one, but this edition, this old edition, I don't think they sell it. They sell it for $30, and I am gravitating to buying it for $30. I'll see if Waterstones has it, and if it does, then I will purchase it. I would have purchased it through Book Depository, but they closed. And the other one I want to read is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Gerber by DNF this year. I have DNF 4 books. Funny You Should Ask by Elsie Sussman. I think I would like this more as an audio rather than an ebook or physical copy. For twice in my life, I couldn't get into it. Like, the premise of the book is very interesting. I just couldn't get into it. Then The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. Too much, but not, is it too much? I haven't gotten to a part with their spice, but as of right now, there is kind of some like sexual tension. And yeah, then we have Marry for a Run by Susie Mallory. I started this. I am enjoying it. I think I would like it more as an audiobook. So yeah. Then we have Books That Make Me Happy. So we have To Right to Make a Wrong by Chloe Lees. I did enjoy this one. I truly did love it. Miles Ever After. Like, I know I said this made me cry, but there's 3 other books in that book. So the one that made me happy was The Stopover, because that one was hilarious to me. Then we have Robin by Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo. Then we have Iced Out by Veronica Aidens, and I mentioned this book a few times in this video, but I did enjoy this. This is one of my favorite books. Next, we have Never Vacation with Your Ex by Emily Weberly and Austin Sermon. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Then the Nachos series so far, Killer Instinct and All In, are one of the books that made me happy, so would recommend. And that's it for this video. I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.